So let's read the question. Which term of the AP 121, 117, 113 and so on is its first negative term? So let's begin. So the first step is copy down the AP. So write down the AP again over here. So we have 121, then 117, then 113 and then so on. So as you can see, this is a decreasing AP. See 121, then smaller than that 117, then smaller than 113. So basically I continue this AP, eventually it will cross 0 and enter into negative numbers, right? So we have to find which is its first negative term. So the first step is whenever we are given an AP, get the nth term. For the nth term, what do we need? A and D. So write it down. What is the first term of this AP? First term of this AP is 121. Next, what is common difference? It is basically second term minus first term. So second term 117 minus the first term 121. So from here we get common difference as negative 4. Is this clear? Now write down the nth term. So nth term of an AP is given by A plus n minus 1 into D. So let's plug in the values. So what is A? 121 plus n minus 1 into D. So I prefer to put D first. So minus 4 into n minus 1. Why? If you put D first, it's slightly easier to calculate, right? Instead of D being at the end. So this is 121 plus minus 4 into n, minus 4n, minus 4 into minus 1, that is plus 4. Be very careful with the multiplication here. So this is 121 plus 4, 125, plus minus becomes minus, minus 4n. So from here, we basically get the nth term of this AP is 125 minus 4n. Is this clear? So whenever we have an AP, get the first term, common difference and get the nth term. Now we are asked which is the first negative term of this AP. So we do not know which term is the first negative term. So what do? Let us assume the nth term is the first negative term. So what I'll do is I'll write over here. Let us assume the nth term, meaning an is the first negative term. That means less than 0. So what is the meaning of this? Let us assume the nth term is the first term that is less than 0, that is negative. So now I'll continue it over here. So an is less than 0. This is basically the condition. So nth term is less than 0. What is the nth term? 125 minus 4n. Put this less than 0. Is this clear? I repeat it once again. We have to find the first negative term. So let us assume the nth term is the first negative term, meaning negative means less than 0. So an is less than 0. What is the nth term? 125 minus 4n. So now we have to solve this inequality over here. It's pretty much similar to how we solve an equation. So first take the minus 4n over there. So 125 is less than plus 4n. Is this clear? I can write this as now 125 upon 4 is less than n. Is this clear? See, first I took the minus 4n over there. 0 plus 4n is 4n. Now bring the 4 over here, just like we solve an equation. So 125 divided by 4 is 31.25 is less than n. Now how do I flip this? 31.25 is less than n, or I can say n is greater than 31.25. I repeat, see, 31.25 is less than n. In other words, n is greater than this. For example, if I tell you 3 is less than 7. So another way of reading this is 7 is greater than 3. Same thing. So 31.25 is less than n. So n is greater than 31.25. Now what does n represent over here? The number of the term. Can the number of a term be a decimal? No. Right? The term can be decimal. But which term? 10th term, 12th term, right? So this has to be a whole number. So whole number just bigger than this is 32. So n is equal to 32. I repeat, which term of the AP? We cannot have 31.25th term of an AP. No, it has to be a whole number, right? So the 32nd term of the AP is the first negative term. So this implies the 32nd term is the first negative term. I repeat, n is greater than 31.25. So which is the natural number just bigger than 31.25? 32. So the 32nd term is the first negative term. Now let's say you want to find that term. So very simple. We already have the nth term. Nth term is 125 minus 4n. Just plug in the value as 32. So we'll get the 32nd term. So A32 is 125 minus 4. What is the value of n? 32. So we get this as 125 Minus 4 into 32 is minus 4 into 2, 8, minus 128. That is minus 3. So the first negative term is minus 3. So the 32nd term or the first negative term is minus 3. So if we continue this AP, eventually you reach the term minus 3. So which is the first negative term of this AP? Minus 3 is the first negative term of the AP. Which term is it? It is the 32nd term. I repeat, which term of the AP is the first negative term? The 32nd term is the first negative term. What is the 32nd term? It is minus 3. Is this clear? So this is how you solve such type of questions. So whenever you have a question involving which is the first negative term, this is the condition. Nth term is less than 0. Just solve this inequality. It's just like how you solve an equation, right? So just solve this inequality. N greater than 31.25. Next natural number 32. So 32nd term is the first negative term. Which is that term? In the nth term put 32. So minus 3 is the first negative term. Is this clear? So this is how you solve such type of questions.